What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Why We Love PlayStation VR. Sitting across from me this week and every week, he's the king of all VR kings, Soap King himself. He's he's Phil Collins. It's it's Jeremy King.
Hey, hello. Quarantined in here with you, Brian. I'm not allowed to leave.
No, it's just you and me till the end of time.
I'm that one of you setting up the kiddie hotel for me.
Yeah.
And sitting to my left, your right, this week and every week is the legend himself, Brian Paul.
I'll take that, dude. The legend.
The legend.
I like this.
Right?
I don't know when I got the upgrade, but I'll take it.
Right? It's always been there, Brian.
Every week on Why We Love PlayStation VR, we dip into the PSVR archive. We
Yep.
pull out a game at random.
Yeah.
I promised that guy as well that we'd get real obscure and real random.
This is it.
This is about as random and obscure as it gets. We pull out a game at random and we check into it, see if it's been given any love by the developers, any updates, any DLC, any patches, and then we let you know, the little game cats,
Rare.
if it's worth your time. That being said, Jeremy, what game did we decide to play this week?
Oh, we did. Oh, my Genesis VR.
Oh My Genesis VR by XPEC, or XPEC, XPEC, I don't know, Entertainment?
XPEC.
Released November 4th, 2016. This is literally
Wow.
like the month after PSVR came out.
Yeah, this is it.
This is pretty old stuff.
Right?
Yep. For $2.99. I gotta say, I avoided this one.
Yeah.
When it first came out.
Yeah.
I was like, oh man, like, you know, PSVR just came out. We got 20 games at launch. This and that. Cool
Yep.
new things on the way. And it's like, here's a $3 probably demo of some bullshit.
Yeah.
And so I avoided it until, I don't know, probably about a year ago. XPEC, not a totally unknown developer.
Oh, fill me in.
They are the world-renowned developers of Hello Kitty Roller Rescue on PlayStation 2 and Kung Fu Panda on the Wii.
Oh, really?
Shrek Forever After on the 360. And this is interesting. Final Fantasy 15 Pocket Edition on iOS and Android.
Really?
They made that with Square Enix.
Huh.
Yeah, so they're not like totally unheard of.
No.
A lot of licensed garbage and
Yeah.
some actual stuff.
Right?
Yeah.
Kitty, a kitty, a panda, and what was the middle one?
I don't know. Shrek.
Shrek, and a Shrek, an ogre.
That's right.
Yeah.
They're like onions, I hear.
They and they gas a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What kind of game is Oh My Genesis?
God. I get you play like a god. It's not a form of an RTS in a sense.
Sure.
I don't know. I don't know how you want to label this game. It's like a city building type of game, but on the lowest form.
Yeah. I said God Sim.
Yeah, reminds
Easy.
me of Black and White on the PC. Remember those?
A little black and white, a little populous, a little, I mean...
A little of all of it.
A little ActRaiser, a little SimCity, a little tethered, if we're going to go with the PSVR comparison. But I will say that making all those comparisons, this game is nowhere near as deep as any of those.
No.
This is super surface level God Sim.
Yep.
In fact, let me see here. What am I looking for? Oh, you are the Lord of Everything.
Oh.
That's your official title. You're the Lord of Everything.
But needed to be taught.
Yeah, I guess we should probably talk about our little sidekick.
Yeah.
Master Phoebe, the Fairy of the Galaxy.
Right?
Who is not obviously being paid to do these voiceovers.
Oh my God.
Was she just waiting for like the day
It's
to be
like
over?
her lunch break, yeah.
Yeah.
She's like, oh no, there's aliens coming. You know, it's like, oh, that's
super
scary.
uninterested
Wicked.
in everything she's telling you.
Yes.
Yeah, and you can tell that's not supposed to be the character.
No.
She's supposed to be high energy and ha ha ha.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And she's not. She's pretty much done with it.
Does not give a fuck.
Yeah, yeah.
So of course, like every VR game, you get
Typical
this
God.
sidekick talking to you incessantly.
Yeah.
And she does kind of prattle on.
Yeah.
It's like I was sick of her in the first 30 seconds. It's like, just let me play the game.
Yeah, you don't need to interrupt and tell me where to go and what to do. This is pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
I mean, I appreciated her help at times.
Yeah.
She showed me a few things. But other than that, yeah.
Yeah. And there were certain times where she just would say the same thing over and over and over and over and over until I just wanted to strangle her.
Right?
So there's that.
Yeah, there is that.
So 2-move controllers required. Mm-hmm. Keep this in mind because on the PlayStation Store itself, it's a little confusing where it usually lists the required or recommended or optional control schemes.
Yep.
It says a move controller. or a motion controller. And then it's not till like down in the copyright section where it says 2 are required.
Oh, really?
Because I started up with one thinking I was going to be good.
Yeah.
It's like, it will not start until you have the second one on.
I had my DualShock, and it's like 2 move control. I'm like, God damn it. You know?
To the end of the goddamn DualShock.
Yeah.
Although I do think that this would have been just fine with a DualShock.
No, not at all, actually. I don't know.
so?
I think this needed it for the maneuverability of the planets.
It would have lost a lot.
Yeah.
You know, but you switch you rotate the planets with an analog stick. Why not, man?
Yeah, I guess so.
Right? I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't know. I'm just
It
saying.
could probably work and be a lot smoother and easier, actually. Yeah.
But as Jeremy was referring to, you get 2 giant hands in this game. And I will say, nothing makes me happier than starting up a VR game and finding that I've got oversized cartoon hands.
Lord of Everything needs like armor too. Did you see that he had like in like a power meter band around?
Good gauntlets.
Yeah, he was definitely equipped for the situation of being the Lord of Everything.
That's right. And it is kind of a cool look to the whole thing where you are rotating the planet just by grabbing it and turning it with your hands. But you're not rotating the planet. You're kind of rotating your vision because there's a sun.
And it's
it's like rising and setting and doing the whole thing. And
I guess it's good. It's a little small, detail, because if you just shifted the planet, the entire ecosystem and everything would be, just destroyed.
Yeah.
So it's good that you're rotating the entire universe, I guess.
suppose that's it, yeah.
Or you're just an entity that's kind of like creepily crawling around the outside of it.
However you want to look at it, but it does feel like you're just rotating the planet in place and getting a better view at it. And it's just a cool feeling to see these Mario Galaxy planets and creatures running around them.
Yeah, visually it looked great.
Kind of stunning.
Right?
Yeah, I thought this was a beautiful game.
God, for almost 5 years old now, 4 years old, it looked great.
Yeah.
It was like a little claymation planet right in front of you, and even the little cobblestone walkways and stuff. The detail was just really neat.
Oh, I was constantly leaning like really far in to just kind of get a better look and see how cool everything looked up close.
And the one planet with the like circuitry or something that goes deep into the planet, you could see it was really neat.
Yeah, Planet Corus. We'll get to those because there's some DLC we're going to talk about in just a minute.
Yep.
Literally just a minute. So not only do you have these giant hands, but you can reach into the world and pick up the inhabitants.
Yep.
Right, and they're running around. They're kind of doing their own thing.
Yeah.
And it's a nice balance of them doing what they just need to do.
Yep.
You telling them what to do, and then you also doing things for them.
Yeah.
It's sort of 3 different things going on at the same time that makes you feel like you're in control, but you're not totally micromanaging every fucking thing that's happening on this planet.
You're not making their success happen. You're just supplying aids. So first you need altars for them to worship you, to give you some sort of an ability that will then give them something back in return.
Right. So the first altar was the rain.
Yes, the rain one was the first one.
So you pick up a little dude, you put him at the altar, and then suddenly you can push any of the face buttons on your move controller, and it'll turn blue.
Yeah.
And when your glove turns blue, you know that you can literally just push the move buttons
over areas,
right?
Cause trees to grow, little shrubs, just various things.
I was doing it constantly. I was like, cloud, everything's growing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's one thing where I wish that type of a struggle continued, where so you pick up a dude, you put him, in the forest, he'll start chopping down the trees and bringing the wood to build up the home. Once there's a home built, another one of those things, and they get hearts above their heads. They go in, they do their thing.
Dude, some horny little bastards on these planets.
Instantly, I wish it was that easy for me to find somebody.
Dude, it's like you're just watching, and then suddenly you'll just see a dude walking around with a heart above his head, and then you'll see another dude, or maybe dude, I don't know. Hey,
whatever.
Listen, right? Although they're
getting laid.
They are procreating. So I'm assuming these are heterosexual inhabitants.
Right.
I don't know how it works
we're
on this
putting
planet.
our knowledge on our planet into their world.
Yeah,
so who knows?
This may not be carbon based. I don't know. How it works.
Who knows? It might be like pollen, and then just like a plant.
It's a utopia, kids.
Yeah.
It's a utopia.
Yeah.
But yeah,
everybody gets laid.
They just run into a house together.
Yeah.
The house shakes a little bit.
Done.
And then they come out with a little tiny version of them trailing behind. They eat some food, and they're an adult in like 2 seconds.
2 seconds.
They're off getting laid 2 seconds after that.
Right away.
I was watching. I was like, they went from being an infant, to being a teenager to being an adult having sex, like within
moments,
seconds.
Do they know how to work that thing, or Well,
I think it's all instinct at this point.
yeah, it's got to be.
Yeah.
Thinking too much into it, you know?
Right. So, but then you also get different powers. You get lightning. You get later on you'll get the power to cast sunlight.
They
out of
look
your
like
hands.
Ratchet from Ratchet and Clank.
Some of them do look like Ratchet. There's
Yeah.
different inhabitants on different
Different
worlds.
planets, yeah.
But yeah, though I definitely thought that exact same thing.
Right
I
away.
couldn't decide if it was Ratchet
Yeah.
or Ren from Ren and Stimpy.
Oh man, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no shit, right? Could be either.
Exactly.
Yep.
So these guys are kind of doing their own thing. They're
Yep.
procreating. They're sort of building and doing whatever they need to do.
Mm-hmm.
But occasionally they'll need a little help.
Yes. Yep. And so, like, at times they might need rocks to, rebuild a wall. And now you've just gained the lightning ability based off of an altar that one of them's worshiping at. So you put your lightning hand and zap the mountain, and boulders fall off of it, and now they can build their wall. So you're helping them. They're rebuilding their wall. Once they rebuild their wall, then you can move on to our next portion of saving this planet and the inhabitants on it.
You can just pick the dudes right up too by using the move button and the trigger. Just pick them up and put them where you need to.
Yep.
Whether that be the altar, whether that be like, just get into the rock that they need to faster.
Yep.
Once they've mined the rock, you can actually just pull him back if you want
Throw
to.
him right back
or
there.
you can just let him do his own thing.
Yeah, and just let it unfold.
And then the third thing that I was talking about, the other form of kind of interacting with this world, is it lets you just do stuff. There's like some kind of first person element. The perspective never changes. But at one point, you're dealing with like dinosaurs. I forget which planet that was. And
I don't remember the name, but it was the first planet.
right on.
Yeah.
And so dinosaurs are they're not good for your population. They'll run around and eat everybody.
Yeah.
But you can get this blow dart, which I think is that the result of an altar.
Yeah, the blow dart was one of the altars.
So then you pick it up with your big giant massive god hand.
Yeah.
And then like you
Yeah.
shoot at the dinosaur. I just did it 100 times.
I
over,
did it a bunch too.
right?
Little bastard.
Until he gets drowsy, and then you
Yeah.
can pick up your dude and you can put him on top of the dinosaur.
Yep.
He mounts the dinosaur. He trains it. He whatever it's called.
Drains it, yeah.
He trains it.
No. Domesticates it.
That's a good word.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's other words for it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But so there's all sorts of different things you can do.
And I mean, you got to warn them of enemies. So there's enemies coming around too, and like those little stink plants.
Yeah.
You picked up this little torch and you burn them eventually. Then that taught the inhabitants how to defend themselves against that.
Yeah.
So also shooting that thing with the dart, the dinosaur, taught them. So they were able to then continue domesticating the dinosaurs after you left the planet.
Yeah.
You
Different
know.
planets, like you'll have UFO invaders, and you literally punch them out of the sky.
Yeah, yeah.
Like that's satisfying.
Yeah, right? Yeah, that was because I was rotating the planet, punching them, turning rockets around, but we will get to that later.
Meteors coming down to hit the
Meteors.
planet, and you got to block them with your giant hands.
Yeah, bink. Nothing. No issues here.
No issues, man. We're pretty awesome gods.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And the whole thing is absolutely super cute.
Yeah. Yeah, I just still can't get over how great it looked for such an old title, too.
Yeah. Pretty good looking stuff, and all the planets do look radically different.
Yeah.
And so I was actually excited to get to the next planet and just kind of like look at it and be like, what is this one going to be themed?
And they got more and more detail, though. Like, they got, like, busy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Way more detailed.
Spies and spy equipment and, like, the Metal Gear boxes you hide in. I mean, like, it got into it, you know?
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know? Laser security cameras. Down from dinosaurs to laser security cameras.
Yeah, everything in between.
Yeah.
Rescuing princesses.
Yeah, that's true. Yes.
So, and then the whole time that you're doing this,
Mm-hmm.
not only is Master Phoebe, kind of walking you through it, making sure that, because there's basically a story for each planet.
Yes.
You just have to complete the story arc, where it's like, okay, just do this, like let them build up their civilization, take over this section, do this, do that, and then boom, you've done it. But the whole time there's a clipboard kind of, or a futuristic iPad clipboard of some kind.
Yeah, right on the side.
Off to the side, that is basically saying all the extra things you can do.
Yeah, I had no clue. I didn't know what the symbols meant.
Well, that's for me. I was trying to click on the symbols. Is there an
Yeah,
explanation
nothing.
somewhere?
Yeah.
Nothing. And so I was trying to interpret them, and I figured them all out. I've 100%ed this game.
Right? There's one with his like head blown off looking thing for one of the little ratchets.
The problem is the game, to complete all of the goals, to basically get all the. I mean, it's not really trophies.
Like 100% per planet. They give you like a percentage per planet, and you
Right.
could 100% it, or you can move on before that. Like
70, 75%, you can move on to the next one once
Yeah.
your story arc is complete.
Exactly.
And so to get the last 25% or so, you have to interpret these symbols and figure out what it is. And the problem is that the whole time you're in these levels, you're trying to save the inhabitants of the planet. You're trying to protect them.
Yep.
And a lot of what these extra things are interesting ways for them to die. And so one of them is like you just have to pick one up and like drop him from a far distance and
Really?
he dies. Another one, you gotta let him get eaten by the dinosaur. Another one is you gotta let him get hit by a meteorite that's coming from the planet. And I'm like, so you're so used to, you train yourself to save these guys.
Yeah, now you got to sacrifice them.
I'm like, oh, I don't feel good about this at all.
Yeah.
But sirens on our end.
Yep.
The once you get the 100%,
Yeah.
did you play the apocalypse mode?
No.
The apocalypse mode is basically a survival mode where they give you a 2-minute timer, maybe it's 90 seconds. I don't even remember what it is.
All right.
And it's that same world,
Yeah.
but all hell is broken loose.
Okay.
Like dinosaurs are just showing up everywhere. You got to do the blow dart. You got to, meteors are coming crashing down. You got to do this, and it's
Jeez.
so it's nonstop for like 2 minutes trying to save these dudes.
Okay.
And so you actually it's score based, and you're trying to get the best score possible by keeping as many guys alive and by taking down as many of the enemies as you possibly can.
Interesting.
And every planet has that for once you 100% it.
Because it's fun. I mean, like when they ramp up towards, when it's about to be done, and there's like a few things, like you got to look around. You got to move, and not just kind of like leisurely, do it. So I could see that being pretty entertaining, actually. It's like a horde mode.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I'm trying to remember the main. She reminded me of somebody too from another game. It was a Zelda. Was it Twilight Princess?
possibly.
Where they had the little, like, somebody in the comments will, if they watch this long. I don't know if they'll make it this far into the video.
I really hope Will has played Twilight Princess because he's the only one watching.
I'm sure Will's played it.
I don't know. He's like 12 years old, man. He's only played like 7 games. He just played Resident Evil 7 for the first time. It's insanity.
Oh, that's all right.
So the original game,
Yeah.
again, $2.99, gives you kind of a tutorial planet
Yeah.
and then a regular planet.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah.
And
That's pretty much it.
and you can get through the entire thing, apocalypse mode included, about 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Right? It's over before you know it.
Yeah, over before you know it is definitely key to that, because I had both DLCs and I played the game, and then I'm like, all right, I'm ready to play the first DLC. And remember, I called you right afterwards.
Yeah.
Like I literally ripped through the main game in both DLC packs and thought I just did the main game.
Right.
That's it. That's
Like,
how quick.
how do I play the DLC now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If an hour.
So about 30 minutes for the original game. That was $3.
Mm-hmm.
And then the DLC adds about another hour. There's two extra planets you can buy. So every planet takes about a half an hour. Is basically what
Well
we're saying
worth
here.
it, these planets, I think.
$3 a planet.
Yeah.
2 more planets. One is Planet Drago, and that came out. So the original game, like I said, came out November 4th, 2016.
Yeah.
And real squeaky chairs today.
That's me.
Oh, that's you. Okay, I thought it was me. And then it was literally the end of the very same month where both of these DLCs came out.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I mean, I'm sure they were done. Because this is the type of DLC where you don't actually download anything extra. It just seems to unlock.
It. I see, yeah.
I mean, that's what I was getting. That was the impression I was getting from my PlayStation. It's like I don't think anything downloaded. I think
They
it just
disguised a
unlocked.
$10 game into a $3 game.
That's kind of what happened
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
They're like low barrier to entry, and then once you start playing, you're gonna go, oh, I wonder if there's more to this.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, for another $6, I can play the rest of this game.
I can play more of this.
And there's it's pretty shameless what they do after the first planet's over. And then they say, go get these other planets, and then it's like available now. It's like, okay, everything's on sale
For a low price.
right. And it is so interesting when you dive into Planet Drago, because it is so different than
It's very different.
than the one you just played.
Yeah.
Right. There's
Knights.
yeah. There's different roles for your characters.
Warlocks.
So you've got a dude that's making armor.
Yeah.
And then you actually pick up the armor and you
Little
slam it on
adorable armor.
right?
Yeah.
Then you slam it on dude, and then he becomes a knight.
Yeah.
And then if you have these skeleton
Skeletons.
armies attacking,
Yeah.
and then so the knight can take care of those guys.
Yeah.
And then you've got somebody else making mage's hats or magician hats.
Yeah.
And then you put the hats on
The
dudes,
wizard.
and then
For the vampires.
you turn him into a wizard to fight the vampires.
the vampires, yeah.
Man, And you have
crazy.
and then you have new powers.
Yeah, you got new abilities.
Right, so you can cast light.
The light, yes, and the heat to melt certain things. Oh, is that the next
I think
planet?
that's the next one.
Yeah.
But still, a new power to go along with the new planets.
Yeah.
And the whole planet looks different. It has this fantasy look to it, a medieval look to it.
Yep.
The whole thing looks like it was taken out of the PlayStation 1 game Medieval.
And you notice too, like with the first planet and the second planet, what's the word? The topical geography?
Sure.
Sounds like it might be right. Gets more grand and higher. You know what I mean? Like, so like by the third and the fourth planet, the 2 DLCs, you know, like there's a lot more objects on the surface of the planet everywhere, and pathways and gates and moats, and it gets really detailed and it gets better looking.
Yes.
You know?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Although I do think that Planet Drago might be the best looking.
Which one was that again?
The medieval one.
Yeah.
And then because I think that was one with like kind of the cobblestone streets and stuff
does,
like.
yeah,
And you look at that, this looks really nice.
You're right. Yeah, because the last planet was more the sci-fi
Cybertron planet.
Yeah.
So that was Planet Corus.
Okay.
And this just takes the whole formula and throws it out the window and goes, all right, time to do some. You have one of your characters, one of your scientists,
Yep.
creating stealth gear.
Yeah, like a Men in Black suit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so you take the little spy gear and you jam it on one of your dudes, and now
Yeah.
he's a secret agent.
Yeah, it's insane. Yeah.
The whole thing is very, very strange, and you're avoiding security cameras.
Yeah.
You
You make these little boxes.
Yep.
Then you pick up the boxes. You take your security guy after he kills somebody and gets a security card.
Yep.
He gets access to the area that's monitored by surveillance cameras, and he'll sneak along the edges and wait. And at times you got to put the block on him to protect him from the cameras and take it off. There's also these other anti-agents, enemy guys going around. And if they see you, they'll fucking kill you in a heartbeat. But
How difficult was this section for you?
I almost rage quit.
Same.
I want to say 18 minutes of the 58 minutes this game took me was trying to get through that zone.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Yeah, I was pretty fucking angry doing this
Yeah.
until I basically realized how easy it was.
Yeah, you just had to slow down.
Because you got to slow down. There
Yeah.
are these things that will distract the guards.
Yes.
So you got to make sure you're distracting the guards and that they're facing away from you. You got to make sure that you understand how the security cameras work.
Yep.
You got to understand also that the dude, your little secret agent dude, does not care where the enemies are. Does not care where the security cameras are.
Yeah.
Basically, you tap him.
Yep.
To make him keep walking.
Progress.
But he's gonna walk straight through the security
Everything.
cameras.
Yeah, he'll get killed.
So you just got to be prepared. You got to have an understanding of the layout.
Mm-hmm.
It is stressful the first time, and then when you beat it, you're like, oh, that was actually kind of cool.
What was more stressful is the times that you were doing everything perfectly and you pick up your guy because the enemy's distracted staring at the carrot thingy.
Yeah.
And your guy just does not kill him. He goes around to the front, and this guy just is like, bzzz, and kills him. And you're like, dude, the fuck?
Right. That was basically the one technical hiccup that I had.
Yeah.
Was that anytime he was in a perfect position to take down the other dude, and just fucked it up.
Got killed.
Yeah.
Gun jammed.
And so I was constantly just picking him up and putting him back down, picking him up, putting him
Trying
back
to
down.
hurry up and do it. Other times you'd be like, no!
So, I mean, very few of these technical issues exist in the game.
Yeah, surprisingly.
Yeah.
It was pretty smooth.
Yeah, this is some of the most diverse DLC I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And I actually had a total blast, surprisingly, for a game that I didn't care about.
Right?
And I mean, technically, I think we're gonna have to rate this game as if it's a $10 game because I don't think you can separate the DLC from this. If you're gonna play it,
Just do it all. Yeah.
Right?
I agree.
All right, let's rate this sucker.
All right, let's do it. So 1 is absolutely just go out and buy it. Its price is solid. It's worth it. You'll enjoy it and you'll have fun. No disappointments. 2 is wait for a sale. All this title, I mean, shit, a sale would almost
I will
be
tell you,
free.
it's been out for 3.5 years.
Yeah.
Never been on sale. The DLC's never been on sale. The original title's never been on sale. It's always been $10.
This has always been a bargain bin game.
Yeah.
I mean, $2 a piece. It's not that bad. So, I mean,
3 apiece.
3 a piece. Wait for a sale if possible, then buy it.
It's not gonna happen.
Yeah. And 3, it doesn't matter how inexpensive it gets. You will never buy it because you'll never enjoy it. It's not worth it, and just fucking leave it alone.
Yep.
And based off of that, Brian, what do you rate this?
I mean, this. I do think that their pricing structure was pretty clever here.
Yeah, it was.
Because who's not sirens on our end? Jeez. I didn't think there was anybody out on the streets.
Right?
Who were they chasing?
No shit. Broad daylight crimes.
Seriously, ridiculous. It was a pretty smart move to them to do this, to kind of get it into everybody's hand, and then go, well, I need to see what the rest is. Okay, I played a half an hour. I want to see the rest of this game, and so for another $6, you're like, I'll just fucking do it, man. It's like not a bad deal. It is very charming. Even what's her name? The Fairy of the Galaxy, Master Phoebe.
Yeah.
She was kind of annoying. Mm-hmm. Didn't bother me.
No, not enough.
No.
You know.
This game, I actually like this game more than Tethered, which is probably the closest analog that PlayStation VR has. Tethered was fun for a couple levels, and then it bored the crap out of me.
Okay.
And I just couldn't stay interested in it. Mm-hmm. This, I was interested from beginning to end.
Yeah.
I think the only problem it really has is that, it's fairly short, but, for the price, I'm fine with that because of the diversity. You're not just doing the same thing for the hour and a half.
Yeah.
But the real problem it has is that I don't think there's any real replay. Even the apocalypse modes are just, okay, I did that once, and I'm kind of okay with it. I didn't see any leaderboards. Mm-hmm. I wasn't trying to take down your score. It was just...
Yeah, there was nothing.
Nothing.
Something to do.
But man, what a cool, interesting, unique experience. I don't know. I really like this.
Yeah.
I'm tempted to give it a 1 just because it's so different and so cool, but I'm going to pull that down a notch and say a super duper strong 2.
Yeah.
I really liked it.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about you?
I'm on the same boat where it's like I wasn't sure what to expect of this game, and I jump in, I'm like, oh, it's one of these, and then next thing you know I'm like, all right, I'm ready to play the DLC. I sat once and that's not saying much because it's not a long game, but I enjoyed it, and increasingly so. The next planet offered enough variety and enough change that I was curious, and I'm like, oh, I want to see how this pans out. Plus, you want to rescue the princess. You want to do this. You want to see these things open and the gates. And I don't know why. It just is so, like you said, so goddamn charming, this little planet, and the detail they put into this, and just how great it looks. It looks great. This game could have come out last week, and I would obviously been like, yeah. There's no age showing. It almost is like, better looking now for it. I don't know.
No, I totally agree. I know exactly what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I enjoyed it to the degree where it's like I want to be like, for the price, yeah, it's a 1. Go out and get it. But I'm peeling it back a notch and saying it's definitely, without a doubt, a very strong 2. But it's on the cusp of a 1, and I don't know what's preventing me from saying a 1.
I don't know.
You know what I mean? But there's something.
I would have been. I to be completely fair, I think if there was even 2 more pieces of DLC, that they charged another $3 for each one, and if this was a $16 game, just because there was more content, and more stuff to go back to, that might have put it at a 1 for me. Just be like, oh man, they had so much creativity that I wanted to see more of what they had.
I think you gave me an idea on what I was missing, because every time I went to a new planet, I wanted it to be bigger and have more areas and more variety. And I think if it had more of a scope to it instead of more of a population to it, that it might bring my score to a definite 1, because I wanted those planets to get big. Kind of like when you were referencing Mario Galaxy.
Right.
They were varying size planets, and when you got to the big ones, you're like, oh, I want to explore this.
This is like a whole world. Right?
Yeah. So I think that's more what I wanted it to have to bring it to a 1 for me.
That definitely would have done it for me too.
Right?
Yeah.
Hey, you never know. Maybe after 4 years they'll drop some DLC.
Dude, what a nice little surprise we had this week.
I know, right? This week.
Not expecting this at all.
Me neither.
I really thought, we were sitting here, we're going to be like, okay, we're just going to blast through some pretty awful crap, in the PlayStation VR archive.
Yep.
And and I was very surprised by this.
Yeah.
This one made me real happy.
Me too. The title was lame. I wasn't a big fan of the title.
I'm actually irritated by the title. Oh my Genesis.
Right? You got to search. You got to put an O and an exclamation point and switch back to.
It's not even OH. Like how you spell O.
Yeah.
Right. Oh my Genesis.
Yeah.
Horrible name.
Yeah. It's a play on
now it's a 3.
planets.
I fucking hate this game.
Right. Change the goddamn title.
Right. Listen, we are doing a deep dive into everything PlayStation VR. We're trying to go find the most obscure games we possibly can.
Yeah.
Whether they're good, whether they're bad. We just want to basically surprise you every week and have someone out there go, I've never heard of this.
Right.
So hopefully we accomplished that this week.
Right. This week.
We can't stop. It's an addiction.
It is an addiction.
But we're going to try to keep doing that. If you have any suggestions for us, please let us know in the comments below. But we've got quite the list going because we sort of changed our path here.
Yeah.
We're playing a bunch of new games, and we say, fuck it, we got to get back to really what this show is all about.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's about it. Guys, let us know what you thought of Oh My Genesis. Did you play the DLC? Did you get roped in with the $3 and go, oh, wait, I have to buy the other $6?
Right.
But let us know in the comments what you thought of this game. As always, for another episode of Why We Love PlayStation VR, my name is Brian Paul.
And I'm Jeremy King.
And we'll see you
next week.